Okay, going live.
Okay, great. Let's get started. Nityananda, we're live now on Facebook. So welcome back to another session of The Essence of Living Enlightenment. Today we're entering into a new chapter, chapter 5, part 1. This chapter is about integrity. It's a very, very long, extensive chapter, very thorough and detailed. So I may need at least 3 sessions to just cover this one spiritual principle, integrity, Samputi. So today's lesson number 8. Welcome to Kailasa, Singapore, 28th of May. So let's enter into the session by preparing ourselves. Let's sit in a comfortable meditative posture with a head, neck and spine in one straight line. You can close your eyes now and begin to feel the body, occupy the body with your presence, awareness from head to the toes, fingertips. Feel the whole body, leaving no parts unattended. Then begin to breathe in and out very slowly with awareness of the 2 gaps, the neutral zone. Let the gaps settle ourselves into the present moment. As you know that the breath is the bridge between you and existence, is also the bridge between your body and mind. Just by bringing breath awareness, you can bring yourself back to the now, here and now. Enter into Shravana, listening. Last lesson we learned about the art of listening. Let's prepare ourselves to enter into the space of authentic listening, Shravana. In that listening space, we will be able to receive what Swamiji wants to impart to all of us. Even the unspoken gets recorded. Let's invoke Swamiji, Bhagavan Nidhyan Paramashiva, by joining the palms together in Amajali Mudra and chant the Sadguru Vandana, followed by 3 times Mahavakya. Now, take a deep breath. Nityanandam Paramasukaram Kevalam Jnanamutim Vandvatitam Gaganashatrisham Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Vimalam Achalam Savadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Satgurundam Namami. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Let's bow down to Bhagavan. Let's pray to him to allow this spiritual principle, integrity, Samputi, to reveal itself to all of us so that we can live this spiritual principle. And now you can open your eyes and let's enter into the session itself. So welcome once again for those of you who just joined. And I'm going to cover these topics in today's part 1 of integrity, chapter 5. So I'm going to do a quick recap of last lesson that we did. And then in this session, I'm going to mainly focus on what is integrity, why your words are your life, and integrity not just in actions. So, and how non-integrity hurts us, and incompletion is unconsciousness. So, and you are blessing your words when you speak with integrity. So awareness, your key to peace. So integrity kills the inner chatters. When you have a lot of inner chatters, only by aligning yourself back to integrity can you silence your inner space. And then integrity increases with awareness. So these are the topics I'm going to cover today. Next slide. So a quick recap what we learned last lesson. It was a very powerful lesson on art of listening. So Swamiji said that listening is God. Listening is a very powerful tool for transformation. When you listen, you can be transformed. When you're not listening, you will remain as you are and in ignorant. So the listening is the only way to receive life. If you want to live life, you need to listen. Not only listen to yourself, but also listen to others and listen to the God. So listening is the only way you can truly relate with you and to others. So if you just only want to talk without listening, then you are not going to have awareness of what is happening within you, and you're not going to have awareness of what others are thinking. So you need to listen. So listening needs three things from all of us. He says, a passive inner space. It means inner space that invite the other person to pour themselves into your listening. So it means be patient to wait passively for other person to speak. And a deep patient that can wait for a solution to emerge on its own. Don't jump onto the solution without waiting. Sometimes the solution may come later on, but don't jump without patience. Very impatient is not going to solve the problem. And then lastly, but the courage to respond spontaneously without any prepared answer or a ready-made solution. Because you are experiencing life. Life has no script. Understand? It is just a happening, a flow. So a lot of time you need to learn how to respond on the spot, just spontaneously without your prepared answers to the other person. So that requires courage to be able to respond on the spot, impromptu. Okay, so these were the few things that we learned last week. Of course, a lot was covered, but I'm just picking up a quick summary. Next slide. So now let's enter into the very first spiritual principle. Swamiji introduced 4 tattvas. This is the first tattva, integrity. The Sanskrit word is called sampurti. So he say integrity is you fulfilling the word and thoughts you give to yourself and to others, and experiencing a state of purnatva, completion with yourself and with life. So that is the definition of integrity. It means honoring the word you give to yourself, not only just the word, but the thoughts you give to yourself and others, and experiencing a state of completion with yourself and with life. Life can also mean with other people or with the divine, with nature. Okay, so that's the quick definition of sampurti, integrity. Next slide. So he said, what is exactly integrity? Let's go on a bit deeper, delve a little bit deeper. He said, listen, integrity is the first sacred principle of life. Integrity is the principle on which the whole cosmos runs. Understand how important is that? Cosmos is able to run based on this one spiritual principle, integrity. So the sun rising every morning without missing a day is integrity. Your heart beating continuously without missing a beat is integrity. And by nature, God built you with integrity. See, all of us comes with that the biomemory of the 4 tattvas, whether it's integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and enriching. But because of society, make us forget about this spiritual principle or make us lose our integrity. So by our very nature, we were built with integrity, understand? So your inherent nature is integrity. That is why whenever you're not in integrity, you feel so uncomfortable and incomplete. When you when you say something but you didn't honor the word you give to someone, or when you speak to yourself that you do this but you didn't do it, be very clear. All this non-integrity leaves a hangover within you. Over a period of time, it creates a chunk of residues that makes your whole inner space clouded with all these incomplete words or promise that you didn't do. So over a period of time, when you are constantly not able to honor the word you give, then you get a big chunk, right? So that is what makes you filled with inner chatters. With that amount of inner chatters, it makes you forgetful. So people with no integrity will be forgetful because a whole bunch of impurities or cobwebs are inside. They never clean up. So understand very clearly, integrity is neither honesty nor morality. It is beyond both. It's something more, much more powerful. So next slide. So he said we all know in honesty, right? Honesty means you're being true to something. But with the tattva of integrity, I'm taking you a step deeper than honesty. Honesty is like maybe societal level. But with honesty, you only have to honor the words and commitment that you give to others, right? That is at only people to people level. However, with integrity, you have to honor even the words and commitment you give to yourself, you, which is the source of everything. If you don't honor the word you give to yourself, then obviously with others it's going to also be affected. So honesty is not integrity, but integrity is honesty also. Because with integrity, you will take care of honesty and something more. So integrity is neither morality nor ethics. It is beyond both. It is not like, because morality or ethics is very societal, but integrity is spiritual. So here's a contemplation. See, contemplate. Integrity is neither honesty or morality. It includes both, but it is beyond both because it's much bigger than just the societal understanding about honesty and morality. Understand? So just keep that in mind. If you live in integrity, you will have honesty and you will be a moral person. But when you live only on honesty, not necessarily you will have integrity. Or you try to be moral, doesn't mean that you will have integrity. Understand? But when you live in integrity, you have everything. Next slide. So he said, your words are your life. Understand? Why is it so important to honor your words? See, whether you realize it or not, your life is built on the words and commitments that you give. The words you give to yourself and others is the structure on which your life building is built. It means the foundation that you're building your life. If your life can be compared to a building, the words you give to yourself and others is like the foundation of this building. It has to be free from dust and rust, which means that it has to be free from unconscious pattern. When you have a lot of unconscious pattern, be very clear. The foundation of your building is going to be very, very fragile. Next slide. So the unconscious words you give to yourself and others is like the dust and rust on a building, and it weakens the foundation. So a building built upon a rusty, dusty structure cannot last very long. As you can imagine, it collapses anytime. It has to be made of pure, authentic, strong steel. So in the same way, your life is built on the words and commitment you give to you and to others. It has to be built without unconsciousness or unawareness. When you're speaking, you're relating with people, when you fall into unawareness or unconsciousness, you do things without what you're aware, then obviously you get into trouble. Next slide. So he said, I tell you, the strength of your life is based on the words you give to you and to others. If your words are conscious, your life will be conscious. If your words are unconscious, your life will be unconscious. It's as simple as that. So when you utter unconscious word in the relationship or in a business, you will be unaware of what consequences life is going to bring to you. However, when you are unaware of the consequences of your words, life will always bring shocks to you, right? Because when you are unaware, you say, why this thing happened to me? So there'll be a lot of shock to your system. If life is continuously bringing shocks to you, understand you're not living in integrity. When life is giving you something that you are not able to accept or not able to relate, then look in. There may be areas that you are not living with integrity. Integrity forms the basis of your life. Integrity is part of your very life energy. It is the energy on which you and the whole cosmos runs. So that's why this chapter is so important, to align ourselves back to integrity. Next slide. So here's the activity. Please, if you have a pen or a pencil, do you have? Do you have a pen and pencil? Please, paper. So here's the activity you need to do. You see, at the end of the day, today is almost the end of the day, right? Write down all the words and commitment that you have given to yourself today. Without editing, just write down everything that comes to your mind that you remember. For instance, I'm going to meet my mother this weekend. Okay, I'm going to quit smoking in a month. I'm going to work on time tomorrow. For instance, these are the words you talk to yourself, how you say it to yourself. So writing brings you to awareness of what you think about yourself and your commitments you make to yourself. Do this exercise. When you do this exercise continuously for 11 days, you realize your words and commitments shape your life. So now, you're going to spend a few minutes, just write down, today, the moment you woke up from your bed, when consciousness landed back to the body and you remember you in this body, what are the words that you're, given to yourself? That means the words and commitment you give to yourself, like, I'm going to do this. Okay, I'm going to have this. So whatever you have decided and how you spoke to yourself, write it down. Okay? So you're going to spend like 5 minutes to write it down so that you become aware. Okay? So remember words you give to yourself today. Spend 5 minutes to write without editing, because you're only going to see for yourself. Nobody's going to read your notes. So don't worry about that. So he says, write everything that comes to your mind, that you remember what you said to yourself, what you want to do, the action that you meant to take. So you can continue to write. We'll go on to the next slide. So integrity is not just in the actions. Integrity is not about your action alone. For example, going to work on time every day or coming on time to morning satsang. All these are good, of course, but integrity is much more than deeper than that. He said coming on time is not integrity. That is the side effect of integrity. Your very thinking should be integrity. I tell you, a person who lives with integrity will always be on time, because punctuality is just a side effect of integrity. Okay, so I repeat, coming on time is not integrity. This is side effect of integrity. Your very thinking needs to be integrity. A person who lives with integrity will always be on time, because punctuality is a side effect of integrity. Next slide. So if you're thinking in integrity, you are in the space of unclutching, continuously freeing yourself from the negative mental patterns that you create and suffer with. So integrity has to be practiced continuously. Your very internalization, your manana, contemplation, has to be with constant integrity. Today, throughout the day, continuously try to think with integrity. That means be very aware of the words you say to yourself and others and the consequences of your words. Remember, in order to be in integrity, you have to fulfill the commitments you give to yourself and others. So that is what the whole key essence of integrity. So throughout the day, always remember what you say to yourself and others and the consequences of your words. Next slide. So you have to live it as if your life depends upon fulfilling those words. It does. Be very clear about this. So think and speak only in the way that allows you to fulfill the words which you give yourself and those around you. Create a space of integrity within you. In that way, constantly create the ambience, the atmosphere of integrity inside you. So that is what is Swamiji want us to do, to constantly bring that awareness. That awareness create an ambience or inner space that for integrity to live inside you. Okay, create a space of integrity within you in that way. So constantly allow yourself to fulfill the words you give to yourself and others. So here's the activity. So in the previous activity where you wrote what you remember from the morning to throughout the day, you had made notes of the commitment you give to yourself. Now bring awareness to the commitments you have not fulfilled. Okay, so as an extension of the first activity that you did just now, next is write down which commitment you have not fulfilled. See how you have not kept each commitment instead of dropping it. Just compare. Let's say you have a long list of, let's say, 30 things that you listed down from the day you remember you woke up to now, and then see how many you fulfill, how many you slip. Okay? So those, bring awareness to those commitments you have not fulfilled. Just maybe make a tick or circle those that you have not fulfilled, and see how you have kept each commitment instead of dropping it. Those that you feel fulfilled, just see it, and those you didn't do, see it also. Okay, next slide. So why non-integrity hurts us? Let's listen. He said, when you give a commitment to yourself or to others, it becomes like a bone structure of your very life itself. If you continuously break the bones of your life, can you imagine how your life will be? Full of pain, distorted and perverted, right? So the words that you give to you are the bone structure of your inner personality. The words you give to others are the bone structure of your success in the outer world. If you are able to honor the words you give to others in the outer world, then you will have a lot of outer world success. And if you give the words to yourself and you are constantly honoring the words you give to yourself, this builds your inner personality, how you perceive yourself, how much you appreciate yourself. If you are constantly breaking the bones of your life, naturally life will be painful. Understand? Breaking the bones of your life brings pain. Next slide. So you function based on the words and commitment you utter to yourself and others. Am I right? Everything in your life starts with these two things only. So the words you give to you and to others is life, literally life. They are the basis of your action, inaction, and reactions. In order to be successful in your relationship with yourself and with life, you must keep your word. It is your very life. Next slide. So don't speak loosely. Swamiji said, speak consciously, because every word you give is life. So if for some reason you're really sure you can't fulfill the commitment, at least do bone transplantation. Means completion. He said, don't fracture the bone, do bone transplantation, which means completing the words you by declaring that you're not able to fulfill it. So when you do this by completing with yourself or others, it is called completing with that original commitment. Okay? By completing, you free yourself and the other person to whom you committed, so that they are released to find another way to fulfill the commitment you make to them. Let's say you say that, oh, I'll help you to do this, and then you didn't inform the other person that you're not able to do it. So the person is still waiting, hanging in the air, thinking that you're going to help you. You're going to help him to do something, and then so by the time he found that you didn't do, then it'll be like such a feel that he cannot trust you and he has no confidence in you, because you did not honor the word that you give to him that you will help to find something or fix something. So if you know before the deadline, let's say you say in 1 week I will do this for you, and you know that you're not going to be able to do it in 1 week, at least let him know before 1 week's time and say, oh, so and so, sorry, I have to complete with you, I'm not able to do this part. I want to complete with you because of something that come out, and so that you can find other ways to still fix your problem. So at least the person is released. He can go on to find others to help him to do what he wants. But without you completing, then the person will be hanging in the air waiting for you to come back. So that is an important consideration whenever, even with yourself. Let's say you make a commitment to yourself that say, I'm going to do this, and you realize that, oh God, you are not going to do it within the time frame you give the word. So then you have to go inside and complete with yourself and say, I complete with myself that I said I'm going to do this, but I'm not able to do it. Now let me just restore my integrity by completing it, and then make a new commitment. Okay, make a new words you give to yourself. Next slide. So for example, suppose you give words to someone that you will give them $1 million within a certain period of time. Now you must do everything to fulfill it, as if your life depends on it. You have to fulfill that word. If for some reason you are very sure that even with all your sincere efforts, you will not be able to fulfill the commitment of giving 1 million to that person, that give the people, then at least complete with the person. Let them know that you will not be able to fulfill that 1 million commitment. I'm taking that word back. Please look at some other source for that money. That it is completion. That is integrity. So you're taking the responsibility to communicate about the commitment you give. Okay, so integrity is you taking the responsibility to communicate about the commitment you gave earlier. Next slide. So, but this second choice should only be used as a last resort, not as a convenient get out situation. Because as a bone surgery, not as a way of life. Will you do bone surgery with yourself every day? No, right? So only rarely would you even consider doing bone surgeries. Bone surgery cannot be done every day. That is damaging to your health. So in the same way, completing a commitment you gave by taking back the words cannot be done on a daily basis. That is, you're abusing this. Whether you, with yourself, with others, the habit of not keeping the words creating more negative pattern in you that will erode your confidence in yourself and your reputation in the hearts of others. So only rarely is the bone surgery of completing with the other person or with the person and not fulfilling allowed. Only rarely. That means the moment you give the words, you have to do as much as you can, even give your life to make it happen. But not conveniently say, oh, I complete with you, I can't make it. No, it's not going to work that way. So don't use completion as a convenient way out. Do it so casually. In this context, you only can complete if you really, really can't fulfill it. Fulfill your word or complete it if you can't fulfill your word. These are the only two choices available to you when you want to live in the space of integrity. There's no room to live anything without fulfilling or completing. See, the moment you give a commitment, either you do it, means fulfill the word, or you complete. But in the second option is it shouldn't be done on the frequent basis, right? He give an example. You cannot do bone surgery all the time, every day. You should only complete once a while when you really are caught in a situation that you know for sure that you can't do it. Then you restore your integrity by completing with the other person or yourself. Only in the last resort that you can't do it. Not when you feel that, oh, okay, I feel very lazy today, I don't do it, so I'm just going to tell the person I complete with that person. No, that's not living with integrity. Okay, next slide. So here's a practice. Today, fulfill the words of commitment that you give to others as if your life depends on it. Let's say you tell someone, I will do this for you. And if you don't do it, your life is going to be, at stake. So don't make excuses for yourself. Just decide to do whatever it takes. You will take a leap to a whole new level of living. So this is what Somji told us. Whenever you are aware, fulfill the words or commitment that you give to your others. Make sure that you fulfill it. Don't give excuses. Okay, just decide that whatever it takes, you will take a leap to a whole new level of living if you do that. Next slide. So he also said incompletion is unconsciousness. When you have a lot of incompletion, it means what? You're living in unconsciousness. That's the truth. So he said you should be aware that when you give a commitment, your life has already started getting built around that commitment. You have started building your life based on the commitment, and your life energy has already started flowing to make that commitment a reality. If you find yourself out of integrity, continuously look into you to see what pattern you are carrying. What pattern you're carrying that makes you miss the integrity. It could be a lot deeper than just having issues with managing time. It could mean that you are living with utter unconsciousness, because when you give the word, you're not aware of what you're doing. You give word loosely without meaning it. You just say, oh, okay, I'll do it, but actually you don't mean it. If you give 100 commitments and 99 are not kept, what does that mean? You're just unconscious. You just blab without meaning it. Babbling words without meaning it is really, unconsciousness. Next slide. So it shows that you're not even aware of what you're doing. You're not even aware of what you're saying. Or how you're abusing the energy of your life. That is serious. So eventually, even you lose respect for your word because you don't even remember by afternoon the commitments you make in the morning. You say, what did I say? Huh? I forgot what I said to myself. So not caring to keep your words is also a subtle sign that you have no respect for life. You are abusing life. So when you carry too many incompletion with yourself or others, one of the first things you drop is integrity. So this is a highly dangerous pattern because your entire life natural flow is towards integrity. Being out of integrity is like you fighting your own energy, life energy. Drop this pattern immediately and restore completion and integrity in your life. Experiencing a state of purnatva, completion with yourself and with others, is the only natural way to live life. Okay, next slide. So here's a contemplation. When you give a commitment, be aware that your life energy has already started flowing to make that commitment into a reality. This is a very important click that all of us should know. The moment you say something, whether it's to yourself or to others, be very sure that your very life energy has already started flowing to make that commitment into a reality. So, if you have a different idea or you don't think you can do it, then at least you complete with that. Okay? Next slide. So you're blessing your words. Take the words you utter in the inner space very seriously, very sincerely. Whatever the words you utter, the most powerful things, the most powerful being in your life is responding, the saying tatastu, tatastu, so be it. Who is that being? You only. You're sitting inside you as the Antaryami, the inner divine. Antaryami is Paramashiva inside you, okay? And continuously blessing whatever you're saying inside and making it the reality of your life. If you keep saying, I'm sick, I'm tired, I'm depressed, I'm not good enough, I'm not good, I'm broke, I really don't do the work. Even if if I work, they will exploit me. So if you keep babbling all this negativity, this kind of, low energy words, then your Buddha is saying, tatastu, 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 so be it, so be it, so be it. So you will make it happen. Then you start seeing that you feel retired, you feel sick, you are broke, you're exploited. Then you wonder, how does this happen to me? Yeah, because you say it to yourself. Because that's what you babble in your inner space, and then the inner space is constantly saying tatastu, whatever you nurture. So the antaryami inside your inner space is giving that tatastu. So unless you're aware, you don't know what you are blessing yourself with. When you're aware, you will realize that all this negativity you will not even utter. You will just drop it. You will shift to positivity and possibility. So listen, you're the source and you're the solution. Be very clear. Don't think that our solutions will come from outside. You are the solution. So bring integrity to every thought, word, and action in your life. When you do that, then you start seeing the shift in your life without all the negativity. Okay, next slide. So here's an activity. Let's do. Sit down and write down all the words that you say to yourself about yourself. Do it without editing and changing anything. Read what you have written. That means what you say about yourself. Oh, I'm a hardworking person. Or some people I remember say I'm a piece of shit. Okay, so he said I'm a piece of shit. That's how she perceives herself. Write whatever you have written. Just write down without editing how you feel about you. Now, rewrite any negative words that you say to yourself in a positive way. For instance, you say, I'm not good enough. I'm too fat. I feel that I'm too weak. Write it down and change those negative words that you say to yourself into a positive one. Keep repeating these words to yourself for at least 1 week. Let's say you keep saying that I'm not good enough. Okay, this is one pattern you'll start. But now, no, don't do that. Change it to I'm good enough. I'm I'm enough unto myself. Okay? So whatever that negative words that you say to yourself, bring a positive spin to it. That means rewrite it into a positive way. You see that what you think about yourself will change, and life will bless you with that change. Okay? So now I give you a few minutes to write. See what kind of negative words you use onto yourself. Okay? Please write it. This one is going to fundamentally help you to correct you all the unconscious words you give to yourself or others. This one is yourself, okay? Whatever words you say to yourself unconsciously, negative words, low energy words. Now catch yourself and rephrase it in such a way that it becomes a positive one. With that, you will be able to shift. You will see the change happening, and life will just simply bless you with that, whatever that you shifted. Understand? Okay, you done? Awesome. So now let's enter into the next slide. So awareness is your key to peace. If you want peace, bring awareness. Okay? So when you take the responsibility for the words you utter to you and to others, what do you think will happen? A sharp reduction in the words in your inner space will happen, which means less inner chatters. The amount of inner chatters will go down continuously inside you, and you have, inside you will lessen considerably. So the father yoga, the sage Patanjali, says, Yogasya pratamam dwaram niroha. Okay, he said the first step towards yoga is the reduction in the words you create inside you. When you bring integrity, the words inside and outside will drop drastically. So you will bring awareness to what you're saying and committing to. Automatically your authenticity will increase. So increasing your authenticity and your capacity to fulfill the word will also increase. A beautiful, enriching, virtuous cycle begins when you practice integrity. So that is the key. how to start moving in the virtuous circle of living with integrity, raising yourself in spiritually with integrity and authenticity. Okay, so I just want to repeat what he said. The first step towards yoga is reduction in the words you create inside. That means less words inside. When you create more silence instead of words, you can only do that when you live with integrity. So the whole key purpose of more silence, which means more peace, is to live with integrity. The words you give, the words inside and outside will drop dramatically. Okay? Next slide. So words that are clearly expressed with awareness creates fulfillment. The words that is perverted, hurting yourself, is guilt. The words that is hurting others is violent. The words that go on expanding you is desire. So the commitments that constantly keeps you in a state of completion and expansion is integrity. Understand? So when you live with integrity, you will experience the state of completion, purnatva, and expansion. Next slide. If you just decide from this moment, I will honor the words I utter to others and me as my life, the inner thoughts and inner chattering will drastically reduce. A huge breakthrough in your thinking process will happen, because the moment you become aware of the thought and the word you give to you and to others, you will know whether your thoughts is from ego, jealousy, or arrogance, and immediately you will complete it and correct it. You will create so much good health in you with this breakthrough in your thinking. Each new cell creates in the space of integrity will transform your body so that it expresses vibrant health. If you want vibrant health, start working on your level of integrity, because how you say, all that is going to penetrate into the cell. So let every cell that get created in the space of integrity, then naturally you will experience vibrant health. Health comes in the form of living with integrity. If you constantly, use all these words from ego, from jealousy, from arrogance, from negativity only, negative emotions, then obviously you're going to create a lot of health issue, because that's where your thinking process is, is created, right? So work on how you talk to yourself, whether it's from ego, whether it's from jealousy, arrogance, and change that. Have a breakthrough in your thinking. Next slide. So here's another practice. He says, every morning, the moment you wake up, decide consciously and repeat to yourself, from this moment, I will honor the words I utter to myself and others as my life. Just these conscious statements. From this moment, I will honor the words I utter to myself and others as my life. No more loose words just out of anger, out of casual, frivolous response, or just say for the sake of saying only. This will act as a powerful mantra and a reminder throughout the day. Okay, the moment you open your eyes, sit upright and declare this statement. From this moment, I honor the words I utter to myself and others as my life. And from that, because you created consciously the moment your consciousness landed in the body, when you wake up, that gets imprinted in your inner space, and throughout the day you will remember this commitment, and you will remember not to say things loosely to yourself or others. It becomes like a mantra, just reverberate inside you, wonging inside you, vibrating inside you to remind you again and again throughout the day. Don't say things unnecessarily. Next slide. So, next slide is integrity increases with awareness. Understand? See, the more and more you live with integrity, you just bring a heightened awareness. With integrity, not only will you honor the words and compliments you give to you and others, but you will constantly live in a space where less words are created. You must learn to make compliments consciously, so that you have enough time, energy, and space to fulfill those compliments. The great enlightened sage Ramakrishna Paramhamsa says again and again, this is, I think, Menmuk Ikaru. It means unite the heart and speech. Your heart, how you feel, and your words needs to be in congruence, need to be aligned. Don't think one thing in your heart but say another thing through your mouth. Then you're living in as a fragmented being. Your heart and your speech doesn't align. Okay, next slide. So integrity is not just about living as per your word, it is about creating a space where you carry less words, so that the words you commit to yourself and others you commit to others can be fulfilled by you. Listen, listening, last chapter when we talk about listening, Shravana, has to be done with awareness. So internalizing manana has to be done with continuous with awareness, right? So when you use words with consciousness, you will naturally use fewer words, because you'll be aware that those words are shaping your life. You will use words that really, really mean it. Not saying like 100 words without meaning anything. You will only use maybe 10 words, but you mean it. You know you're going to make it happen. Okay? Instead of more words, less words. Next slide. So here's another practice. Please note it down. Say for the next 24 hours, work on carrying less word within you. Work on reducing your inner chatters. Whenever you become aware, continuously stop the endless flow of words inside you. Just stop and just unclutch and come back to the silence. If you again have more words, again rein yourself back, unclutch and silence. Okay? So this is a practice that Swamiji gives for next 24 hours. If you want to start becoming aware of the words you give to yourself. Next slide. Okay, so now let's do a short silent meditation. So I'm going to play Mahavakya for about 11 minutes. Do you have time to?
I welcome you all with my love.
Sit.
Let you all
Remember what you heard from Swamiji today. Contemplate on that.
Paramashivoham. Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham.
Relax. Open your eyes. So we finished the last few slides. I hope you guys get a better insight on living with integrity. Yeah? Now you know why, huh? Many things, how things happen in our life just because of the words we're giving to ourselves and others. Okay? So this whole chapter has got a lot of details. So in the next two sessions, I'm going to still work on integrity, more insights. So this one just a quick reminder for those of you who want to be part of the Enlightened Civilization and Nation, Kailasa, please let us know. We'll be happy to talk to you as an e-citizen. You can contact any of Raja Sabha members. Next slide. So another exciting announcement, which just got announced a couple of weeks ago, that Swamiji is going to host this United Ancient Nations that is going to present the Paramashiva Sena delegate training program in Antigua. Okay, this is happening in Antigua in the month of June, and apparently it's a very exotic place. So if you are interested, let us know. Antigua and Barbuda. This is the place. It's an island itself. The government of Antigua and Barbuda has invited Swamiji to host the Paramashiva Sena program to train the delegates. So Swamiji is encouraging all of us to join for this training. So if you're interested, let me know. Next slide. So next week, we're going to continue with part 2 of Integrity Samputi, which is in lesson number 9. So as he going to review in more detail, second part about living with integrity. Okay, so with that, if there's no further question, I would like to conclude. It's good that we have end early. Any question? No question? Shall we end? Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Saubham Bhagavat Shri Nityananda Paramashiva Parka Paramastu. Om Nityanandam. Thank you, Nityanandam. See you on next week.